Today we took a route that we believe is the FMC, I think, right? Oh no, sorry.
The MSR.
MSR, main supply route, sorry. We saw a lot of dugouts on both sides of the route. We saw that it was like a four-lane highway almost of supplies being brought to the front, probably, because we saw a lot of not only flimsies but also rations, dugouts, spread over like 100 meters of the road every 500 meters. So we're pretty sure that we were on the right track.
So both of us are interested in the Long Range Desert Group and or their accomplishments during the Second World War. Highly professional, navigating over vast distances, digging their trucks out of the sand. So being able to go to Wilder's Gap, which was found by New Zealander Captain Nick Wilder, as a task given to him by General Montgomery to find a route round behind the Germans so that the 8th Army could get in the Germans' rear and cause them to abandon the Mareth line. So being able to go there and see that, and then we moved on from there and found along the route and inside the core concentration area where they spent over a week, we found large quantities of fuel cans, food tins, sardine tins, and even some German jerry cans that were probably captured and used by the Allies, but also literally hundreds of the flimsy fuel cans that were known for their fragility and for losing up to 60% of their contents, which were then replaced by jerry cans when Britain and America copied the German design.
We knew that there was going to be a lot of stuff lying about, but when we've actually seen it, it's just amazing at how much there is. You just like look out and there's like tins and bits of vehicle and sort of food cans, and it's just like it's more than we were expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 23 we couldn't get to Wilder's Gap, so we didn't see the sheer quantity of the flimsy tins, for example, that we have today. I mean, in 23 you saw 2 or 3 flimsy cans and you were over the moon. Today I was getting bored of seeing flimsies. They were literally everywhere. So yeah, really impressive, outstanding research by the guys. So big thanks to them for doing that.
So how did the locals respond to the Wimmick as you drove through the towns?
Kids loved it, didn't they?
Kids love it. Yeah.
We'll wave at you.
Kids wave at you, and a lot of the guys are trying to swap their cars for yours in the street. So yeah, it was quite interesting.
Did you have any locals asking to pose for a picture with it?
Yep, quite a few were jumping in as well. Yeah.
So good morning. It's a Sunday, I think, and we've just spent the night here at Kardali, which is the location of the Lost Patrol. The cairn is just up on the ridge there. Plan this morning is we're unloading the trucks here in location. Some of the ones that are a bit ambitious, we're gonna drive west down to the berm, and we're gonna try to drive to the top of the berm and just get some pictures. Because of some engine issues with one truck and a clunky rear diff in another, there's a couple of trucks that don't want to go deep into the sand sea. So once again, I'm defeated in that. So we're going to plan a trip which is just the sand sea. So your truck has to be light and ready for deep dunes. And we'll come back probably in a spring trip after the winter rain so the sand isn't too dry, and have a go at circling around through the Grand Erg. So the boys are about to attempt the Sand Berm challenge. Behind me you can see this is the berm. Valiant effort by Mick there. He's taking the aggressive line. Powering through with that TD 590. Oh, he's met his match. Here comes Bill in the TD5 powered lightweight hybrid. He's going for it. Oh, good lean there. Oliver's holding on for dear life. All right, here goes Steve. Boy from Birmingham. Social worker by day. 300 TDIs just roaring. All right, make it. Oh, he's got into a soft spot. Oh, just not enough to get up over that hump of sand. And here comes Tony. Fairly standard TD5 110 station wagon. We figured it wasn't worth taking the top off. Gonna get into a bit of traffic here. Watch that slope. Oh! Gonna get into a bit of traffic here. Watch that slope. Oh! Tough luck for Tony.
It's challenging, let's say.
Yeah.
But I think if you take the time to pick a good line.
Yeah, you guys were making
far.
good progress.
Yeah, because once we started just walking, you could find the hard stuff. Because there is plenty of hard stuff, so I think if we take the time, we could get further. But
Alright, so here we go. Snatch rope recovery. Find his line out. There goes at 2.25, 2A, doing brilliantly. That's the line he's put.
Wait for Bush!
So there's pretty good proof that the sand is a lot softer and a lot finer this year as a result of no rains. The last time we did the berm challenge, it really wasn't difficult. The only thing that stopped us was Shimmy's electric radiator fan wiring snapped and it started to overheat, so we had to stop. But we found the sand a lot easier. And this year, yeah, the crew struggled to get more than a couple hundred meters into the sand. So a very challenging sand berm challenge. But some good practice on recoveries. Few laughs had, especially from the spectators. So yeah, good time on a PPE adventure. We met up with Bravo Patrol, who was recceing the Wadi for any more signs of the lost patrol, while the others did the sand challenge. And now we're going to head back to camp, load up our gear that we left behind, and head off to Kasarga Lane. And a little bit of a break. So yeah, good morning out here in Gardawi.
Well, firstly, we were looking for the tracks and traces of the New Zealand division doing the famous left hook around the Marith line. We did a lot of preliminary research in the British archives and the New Zealand archives, and we found disposition reports, we found search reports from the LRDG, and we found a lot of grid references. So our first starting point was a grid reference that we had from the LRDG for Wilder's Gap. So we headed there from Birramere, and we found the gap easily enough, strangely, straight along the track. There was a deposit area of flimsies before we got to the gap, which we weren't expecting. Then through the gap, followed the hook round to the north rather than the Roman road that went straight out to the west, which is what a lot of people were expecting the route was. Lots of flimsies and that along that route. So then we started searching for the disposition areas, which Michael had found in the New Zealand archives. The first area we looked for was the sort of main supply area, but we didn't find very much on the site that we were expecting. So possibly, a few of us have surmised that the main supply might have been before we got to the Wilder's Gap, because you've got the water supply there at Birramere, and we did find quite a few flimsies in that area. But then when we followed further northwest along the very well defined tracks, we found lots and lots of flimsies. We found food cans, bully beef cans, big round food cans, oil cans. We even found some American-made jerry cans and some German-made jerry cans. Few items of spent ordnance, including a probable live 20mm shell, 30mm shell, sorry, which we steered very well clear of. We've still got some questions as to where the main supply dump was, because it wasn't where we expected it was. We also found that the tracks, the main tracks that we saw, didn't seem to originate from Wilder's Gap, so it's quite possible that the actual gap as discovered by Nick Wilder and used by the division to come through was not the gap that was in the archive, because strangely we didn't find anything on that route through the gap. It was a very obvious gap, but we didn't find any artifacts, so that was unexpected, to say the least.